So hello everyone, this is lecture 31 for the classical physics. So today we will study about the Poisson's bracket, but before that I have given you two questions. So let's see the solution of them first. So first question was this: Hamiltonian of a system is this p square by 2 plus q square by 2. You need to find the new Hamiltonian and generating function was given. Limit 0 to q, capital P minus alpha square d alpha minus capital P t. And these were your options. So you need to choose that which one is correct. So first, this time generating function involves the integration. So you must know how to solve this integration. This is kind of under root a square minus x square dx. So the formula for this kind of integration is this. Under root a square minus x square dx is given by this formula: x by 2 under root a square minus x square plus a square by 2 sine inverse x by a. Now see, in place of a square we have p here, capital P. So we'll replace a square with p and x with alpha, and then we will substitute the values here. Then in place of x it will be alpha, and in place of a square it will be p. So we'll get this formula. This is your integration. Now put the limits. In place of alpha you will write q and then 0. So for 0 it will be 0. So first it will be q, then it will be q by 2 p minus q square plus p by 2 sine inverse q by under root p minus pt. This was given here, pt was here. So this integration came out to be this and this. Now we have our generating function, and we need to find a new Hamiltonian. So you know the formula: old Hamiltonian plus del f2 by del t. So this will give you minus p here. So this will be your new Lagrange, new Hamiltonian. Now see, this is in terms of small p and small q, old variables. Now we need to find them into the new generalized coordinates. Okay, that will be capital P and capital Q. So this generating function in terms of capital P and small q, so it will be f2, and you can see the equations from there in the previous lectures. Then you will use these two equations, small p and capital Q. Because you have small q, then you will need to find small p. You have capital P, you need to find capital Q. They will be given by these formulas. Now f2 differentiated with respect to small q. So when you differentiate it with respect to small q, it will give you use product rule here. You will get this thing, and then use here. So it will give you sine inverse x is nothing but 1 upon root 1 minus x square. So it will give you 1 upon root 1 minus x square. Then differentiation of this will give you 1 upon root b. Okay, and p by 2 will be as it is because this is partial differentiation. So you know how to differentiate, that's why I'm not explaining this more. So you can just simply solve this thing, and in the last, small p will came out to be 2 capital P minus q square, 2 under root capital P minus q square. Now this will be under root will cancel out, and you will get under root p minus q square here. So small p will be under root p minus q square. From here, small p square equal to p minus q square. Now see, what was our new Hamiltonian? That was k equal to this. This was your new Hamiltonian. Now in place of p square, you can substitute capital P minus q square, capital P minus q square. Then take 2 in the denominator of both, like this. Now you can take it p by 2 minus q square by 2. The q square by 2 will cancel out, and p by 2 minus p will give you minus p by 2. So new Hamiltonian will be minus p by 2. So this was your answer C. Now next question was this: consider a system with 1 degree of freedom and canonical coordinates q and p. If the Hamiltonian of the system is h equal to small p square divided by 2, and canonically transformation equations are given by, so transformation equations are given: capital Q equal to log sine hyperbolic q divided by p, capital P equal to p cos hyperbolic q divided by sine hyperbolic q. Then find the new Hamiltonian in the new coordinates. So you know how to find k. K is nothing but old Hamiltonian plus del f by del t. So first we need to find the generating function. So you know how to find the generating function from the transformation equations. So we already solved many questions based on this. So let me give you this. Means use any function, then you can find your f. So I will take f as, means see, this is your Hamiltonian given, p square by 2, and these are your equations given. Now see, you need to remember these relations. You can write hyperbolic sine and hyperbolic cos in this form. Sine hyperbolic theta is exponential theta minus exponential minus theta divided by 2, and cos hyperbolic is exponential theta plus exponential minus theta divided by 2. Same if it was sine theta only, then here you will have exponential I theta, exponential minus I theta. But in hyperbolic case, you will use only theta here. So now you can write sine, hyperbolic sine and hyperbolic cos in this form, these forms. So I have written capital Q equal to this, and capital P equal to this. So this will be more simplified version is this. Now you have your transformation equation in this form, capital Q equal to this and capital P equal to this. Now you need to find the generating function. So what you will do, you will use your first function, means f1. For f1 you know what are the equations, small p equal to del f1 divided by del q, and second we will see that will be for the capital P minus del f1 divided by del q, capital Q. So that was your second equation. So first we need only this one, because we have this thing q equal to log and this, so this will be equal to exponential q. From this equation we can write this thing. Now because if you take log here, then it will again give you capital Q, and here you will get this, so we can write it in this form. Now see, we can find p from here. So p will be exponential q minus this will be your small p. Now if you will use this equation, then you can just integrate with respect to del q here, and you will get your small p. So f1 will be p del q. So p is this and del q. So del q will be integration will give you exponential q will be same, and integration of this will give you minus exponential q. So it will be minus plus. So this will be your integration, and plus some constant which will be a function of capital Q. Why? Because if we differentiate it again with respect to small q, then you will get 0 here. That's why we are taking this. So you can get this equation again. So f1 from this first equation is this. Let's find f1 from the second equation, that was capital P equal to minus del f1 divided by del q, capital Q. So let's find. Now this is your second equation. From here f1 will be p del q. Now what is the value of p? See, p from here is this small p, exponential 2q plus 1, exponential 2q minus 1. And in place of this small p, you can write this thing. So you will get your this function as small q and capital Q terms. Then you can integrate easily. So in place of small p, write this, and you will get your capital P equal to this. Now after solving it more, you will get capital P equal to this thing. Now see, from this equation f1 will be p del q minus p del q. So we need to integrate this, and it will be integration of this only, because this is partial integration. Exponential minus q will give you minus exponential q, and it is minus again, so it will give you plus value only. So f1 will be this del q, and it will give you this, and plus some constant which is function of small q, so that you can get this equation again. So now after solving is not more, you will get exponential q will be here, so 1 upon 2 exponential capital Q. And you can solve this how? Just assume exponential q equal to x, then it will be x4 minus 1 x cube minus x. So you can solve it, x square minus 1 x square plus 1, then x common, x square minus 1. This will cancel out if you divide it with them. So it will be x plus x to the minus 1. So if x is exponential q, so it will give you exponential q plus exponential minus q. That's how you can write this whole term in this form. Now see, f1 is this, and from the first equation f1 was this, and this is same in both cases. So this term fq and that fq will be 0. So your f1 will be nothing but this function. So you get your generating function now, that is 1 upon 2 exponential q, exponential small q plus exponential minus q. Now new Hamiltonian is nothing but old Hamiltonian p square by 2 plus del f1 divided by del t. So this will be 0. So your new Hamiltonian is p square by 2. Now you need to write in the new coordinate system. So you need to find the value of small p in terms of capital P and capital Q. So how we can find? Now see, this is f1. So you will use those equations again. Means this is q and q. So you will use the small p will be del f1 divided by del q. So you will just differentiate it, this function. You will get this value, and capital P will be this minus del f1 divided by del q. These are two equations you will use for the first generating function. You will get this. Now see, we need to substitute here capital P and capital Q. So what we will do here, firstly we need to find the value of this p square by 2, and we are getting p. So let's square this and divide by 2. So square this and divide by 2. So p square 2 divided by 2 will be this 1 upon 2 1 upon 4 exponential 2q, exponential q minus exponential minus q square. So this will be your new Hamiltonian. Now you need to replace this exponential q minus exponential minus q with terms of capital Q and capital P. So see, you can find the value of this from this second equation, because this can be equal to 2 exponential qp. Now see, open this square, you will get exponential 2q plus exponential minus 2q minus 2. Now see, to find this value, you will use this equation. So it will be exponential q plus exponential minus q equal to 2p exponential q. And then squaring both sides, you will get this equation. Now squaring both sides will give you exponential 2q plus exponential minus 2q plus 2ab will give you 1, so it will be 2. And here you will get 4p square exponential 2q. Now this is the value you need, so this will be equal to this minus 2. So substitute from here. This was your Hamiltonian, so in place of this we can substitute that value and you will get this thing. We just substituted it here, so this will be minus 4 here. Now you will just multiply it inside and you will get your new Hamiltonian in this form, and this is your answer C. So that's how you can solve the questions. You just need to follow these basic concepts and basic things, you will get your answers. Now today's topic is Poisson's bracket. So what is Poisson's bracket? This is a mathematical term or mathematical thing which we will use in the classical mechanics to find the time evolution of the functions or Hamiltonian, and many problems can be solved for the Lagrangian and the Hamiltonian using Poisson's bracket. So this is a mathematical thing we will see. In quantum mechanics we have this thing in terms of commutator. So here let's see what is Poisson's bracket. So it is a mathematical function of any two functions f or g of q and p with respect to canonical variables q and p. So for the same general coordinate you have two functions. So this Poisson's bracket of these two functions is given by del f by del q first, then del g by del p, then reverse this, del f by del p and del g by del q. So remember this formula. This is the basic definition of Poisson's bracket. For any two functions this will be written in this form. Now see, if there are any qi pi, means there can be many variables, not just two. It can be 3 q1 q2 q3 and p1 p2 p3. So you can find this is just a summation. Poisson's bracket will be given by this formula. Means first for the q1 p1 you will write this, then for the q2 p2 you will write this, for q3 p3 you will write this, and summation will give you complete Poisson's bracket. So that's how you can write for any number of variables. Now let's find some things from the means what properties it have, the Poisson's bracket. For qi qj, means for the same variables q, if you find the Poisson's bracket, it will give you del q by divided by del qk, then pk. So and here you will get q by pk and q by qk. So there are some variables with respect to you are finding the derivative. Now see, this q and p are independent of each other, so this will give you 0, and this q and p are independent of each other, this will give you 0. So means this will came out to be 0. So any q1 q2 q2 q3 Poisson's bracket of them will give you 0 always. I mean within the same function or the same variables you will get 0 always. It's like same, you have x, then xx will give you 0, xy will give you 0, because these all are lengths. So xy will give you 0, yz will give you 0, zx will give you 0. So xy is nothing but q1 q2, just like same here. Okay, it is q1 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 q2 q2 q3, z is something. So these all are same, that is q. So that will give you 0. Now same thing for the p. Any pi pj will give you 0, because if you find this thing, then this will be independent, p and q are independent, this will give you 0, and this will give you 0. So that's why you will get 0 here. So it is like px py will be equal to py pz pz px, it will be 0. So you know this is the basic thing. You can see that this is equal to 0 and this must be equal to 0. So these are the things which we should know about the Poisson's bracket, so to get the properties of Poisson's bracket. Now see, for any qi pj, what will be the Poisson's bracket? Now it will be different, because here we are having the same things, that's why we are getting 0, but we are having both q and p. So first will be del qi divided by del qk, then del pj divided by del pk, minus del q divided by del p, and del p by del q. So see, these are independent of each other, so this will be 0, this will be 0. So this whole term is 0, but this is remaining. Now see, this can be 1 or this can be 1 when I equal to k and j equal to k. Okay, but if I is not equal to k, this will be 0, so this will give you 0. If j is not equal to k, this will give you 0, so the whole term will be 0. So we can write in terms of Kronecker delta, this thing. Means this can be written as del ik and del jk. And this k is common here, so you can write this whole function as del ij. So if I is equal to j and j equal to k, so you this value of this will be 1, because this will give you 1, this will give you 1. But if any one is different, then you will get 0. So you can write this whole function as Kronecker delta ij. So you can see this, if ij are same, then you will get 1 here, and if ij are not same, you will get 0 here. So remember this, It's like you have x px will give you 1 and x py will give you 0. Okay, so that's how you can understand this thing. So let's see some examples. So you are having the same here, I and j are same, that is xx, I and j are same, yy, I, j are same, y, z, z, so that you will get equal to 1, Poisson's bracket value will be 1. But if they are different, it is x, this is y, so I and j are different, so you will get 0 for all of these terms. So that's how you find that thing. Now let's see some properties of Poisson's bracket. You will be needing these properties to solve the numericals for the Poisson's bracket. So for any same function, Poisson's bracket will always be 0. You can see this from here, del f by del q1, del f by del p1, and these are, you will get same from here, same from here, so they will subtract and it will give you 0 here. And if this Poisson's bracket of f function with some constant c, so you will get, this is your definition, so this will give you 0, this will give you 0, so this value will be 0. So remember these properties, same function will give you 0 and with constant this will give you 0. Now if Poisson's bracket of some f and g function will be equal to minus of g and f, so if you reverse this, it will be minus. Now if f and g plus s something, so you will get fg plus fs, so this Poisson's bracket will be equal to fg and fs. Okay. Now if f and g and s are different two functions and f is different function, so you can write this whole function in terms of Poisson's bracket as g taken out fs plus f gs, fgs. So this is the definition, remember this. Now there is very important identity here, that is Jacobi's identity. So remember this thing, fgs. So if there are three functions and they will follow this rule, then these three can be written in this form in terms of Poisson's bracket, like f, then Poisson's bracket of gs and complete Poisson's bracket, then g, then sf, then you will take s, then fg. So this sum of all these terms will be 0. So it is very important identity, questions can be framed from here, so remember this identity. Now derivative of Poisson's bracket will give you this thing. It's first for the df by dt, g, plus then f will be as it is, then dg by dt. So remember all of these properties, these are very important properties. Now we will see that how we use the Poisson's bracket in some of the things like angular momentum and all. So first you must know what is angular momentum, that is moment of linear momentum, that is r cross p. So you can write in terms of cross product, that is I, j, k, r is x, y, z, and p will be px, py, pz. So from here you will get your px, py and pz, means momentum, angular momentum, lx, ly, lz. So what will be lx? Lx will be y pz minus z py. So it will be this. So to remember these formulas, you can see it is just following this thing. If it is x, then it will be yz, and here it is zy. Means just whatever you are getting here, it will be reverse of this, z and py. So if it is y, then after it will be zx, so z px minus x pz. Same here, z xy, then you will get minus y px. So you can remember these formulas. These are very important formulas, so always remember them. So these are the things. Now see what is the help of Poisson's bracket here. So see what is x and lx. So if you need to find the value of this x and lx, this is your angular momentum. So how you can find this? So lx is this, so write it, substitute here, y pz minus z py. Now to solve this, we will see that x can exist only with px. Okay, only then you will get some value, otherwise x pz will give you 0. Remember from here, means if they are different, then you will get 0 always. So if you use this with them, then just x pz will give you 0, x py will give you 0, so value of this will be 0. Now if you need to find x ly, so x ly from here it will be z px minus x pz. So you will see just relation, this means relate this term with this term in the terms of we studied, like we will correlate with them. This is x, px will exist, so this z is whatever is there, this will came out to be out common, so it will be x px and z will be out, but x pz will be 0, so that term is not here. So x px and z will be out, so you will get z x px, and this value is 1. We already proved this. So x ly will be z. Now let's find so x ly is z. So what is y lx? So lx can you write from here, so y this thing. Now this will exist only, means if you just multiply here, means this is your lx, y pz minus z py. Now see y pz will be 0, so this won't exist with this, but it exists with this py. So y py and this minus z will be common, so minus z is out, so y py, this is 1. So you will get y lx equal to minus z. Now same you can find for this means this is ylx, then lxy will be negative of this, that will be z. So that's how you are using here the property we used AB and BA, that is minus sign will change. So that's how you can correlate your angular momentum with the Poisson's bracket. Now see this Px Lx is 0, we already find this. So how it is 0? So just substitute Lx, ypz minus zpy, so it will be Px ypz minus zpy. So Px will exist only x with x, so there is no x here, so it will be 0 for both with all of them terms. So we are using here these things, means with the same type of coordinates you will get 0, but with the different you will get some value 1 or 0. So here you will get 0. Now let's see for the Px Ly. So Px is this and Ly is zpx minus xpz. So Px will exist only with x, so Px will give you 0. So Px x, now Px will exist with x, and what will be common here? Minus pz. So Pxx will exist and minus pz will be out, and now the value of this is will be minus 1 because xpx equal to 1, so Pxx will be minus 1, so it will give you pz only. So that's how you can find this. Now for this Px Lz, you know what is Lz? Lz is xpy minus ypx. So Px will exist with x only, so Pxx, Py will be common, and Px will with this it will be 0. So it will be Pxx, Py will common. Now xpx will give you minus sign, so it will be minus Py. So hope you are understanding this thing. Same you can find for the Lx Ly, means there are 3 more terms remaining, so you can find them also. Now what is Lx Ly? So I am just telling you how to solve this type of relations and how to solve and how to use the properties. So Lx Ly will be ypz minus zpy, zpx minus xpz. Now to find this, what we will do, we'll just multiply and see this pz will exist with z only. So pz z, and common will be y from here and px here from here. So pz z, you will get ypx common. Now multiplying this second term, so z and this y will exist with py only, and there is no py, so that will be 0. So that's why we are not getting something for ypy. Now seeing this thing, second thing, so z will exist with pz, so z pz will give you minus py common and minus x common from here. So you will get py common and x common, both were negative, so you will get positive here. Now it will be z and py, so z and pz. Now see for the py, it must be y here, but it is y is not there, so that's why we are getting only these 2 terms. So from here this will be minus 1, so it will be minus yps because zps is equal to 1, and from here it is 1, so it will get pyx. So see, this is nothing but xpy minus ypx is nothing but lz from here. So we are getting lz from here. So Lx Ly Poisson's bracket will give you lz. So I hope you are understanding this thing. This is very important. Let's see for the Lx Lz. So Lx is this, Lz is this. So this y will exist with py only. So y py will give you pz and x common. So pzx is common. So y py plus. Now this pz will exist with z only, but there is no z. So we'll see for this. Now z will exist with pz, where there is no z pz. See for the py, it will exist with y only. So py y will give you common minus z and px. So it will be zpx and pyy. Now this will be 1, so it will be pzx, and this will be minus 1, so it will give you minus zpx, and this is nothing but minus ly. Now same you can find for the xy, px, py. How you can find this? So x will exist with px only, so x px will give you y and py commons, y py outside, it will be x px. Now this y will exist with py only, so y py will give you x px common, so x px, y py. So this will be 1, this will be 1. You will get y px plus x px. Okay. So that's how you can solve this kind of questions. So let's see what kind of question can be framed. So a, b and c be the functions of phase space. So these are the functions like we discussed here, means s, f, g, s we discussed. These are the same kind of functions, a, b, c. Then what will be the value of a, b, c minus a, b, c? So this kind of thing. So we will use the Jacobi identity here, because you can write this thing as c and ab, and this will be plus then. So it's like ABC, and we will have this thing GSF. So you are having ABC, and you will have CAB, and you don't have the B. What is BC? So see, this can be written in this form plus Now you need to find the value of this plus this, because this plus this will give you same thing. So this will be equal to minus b ca. Now this will be equal to ca will go this means this will be equal to this. From here we can see that this is equal to this. So this will be equal to means now in place of this whole negative term we can write this thing, and this plus this is your value. This will be equal to minus b ca. Ca will come this side, will give you plus. So ca b will be your answer. So this is a basic maths, you can correlate them. Now let's see for the Lagrangian. L of a system, Lagrangian of a system is given half m x dot square plus y dot square plus z dot square plus qb divided by 2 xy dot minus y x dot. For this value of Poisson's bracket, we need to find this. Means for this we need to find the Poisson's bracket, this one, x dot y dot. So we need to find this. So how we can find this now? So see, first we need to modify this Lagrangian in terms of x dot and y dot. So from Lagrangian we remember this formula, px equal to del L by del x dot. So we know what is L, we can differentiate with respect to x dot. So this will be this. Now from here we will find the function of x dot, that will be this. Now same we will apply for py, and we will find for the y dot, this will be this. Now to find the Poisson's bracket we have the two functions. So this is the basic definition, we use the two functions to find the Poisson's bracket. So use these two functions. So this is this. Now to find the Poisson's bracket we will use the same things we were discussing. So first multiply with this. So px will exist with x only. So px will not exist with this, but with this. So px x will give you 1 upon m common from here and minus qb by 2m common from here. So you will get minus qb by 2m square px x. Now for this term, this y will exist only py. So y py will give you qb by 2m common and 1 upon m common. And you will get this, but nothing from here. So you will get only these two terms. Now see, this pxx is minus 1. So you will get qb by 2m square here. And this is 1. So you will get qb by 2m square. So it will be 2 qb by 2m square. It will be 2 will cancel out, qb by m square. So this will be your Poisson's bracket. This will be your answer. Now see, there are some more properties for the Poisson's bracket. If it is given in this form, then the value of this will be 2px. How? You can write this px as px. Then x will first relate with px. Then px will be common. Then with second px it will give you px again. So it will be sum of px will be 2px. Same here, this will be x dot x px. So first x px will give you x common, then second x will give you x common. So you will get 2x here. So that's how you can relate them. Same for x square px square. This can be written in the form of xx px. So every x will make combination with these two, and you will get 4 terms here. So x px will give you x px common, the second x will give you x px common. So you will get 4 times x px. So this will be your answer for this kind of thing. So remember these properties. We will use them in the questions. So let's see one more question. This is given 1 by 2m p square plus beta x square 1 by m p square plus gamma x square equal to 0. If this is 0, means if this is equal to 0, this Poisson's bracket equal to 0, so then we need to find the relation, which is the correct one. So we need to solve this Poisson's bracket. So how we can solve? So first see this p square, this p with exist with x only. So we'll see that this will exist with p square and x square will exist. So p square x square will give you 1 upon 2m gamma common. So gamma by 2m will be common, p square x square. Now the x square will exist only p square. So x square p square will give you beta and 1 upon m common. So it will be beta by m. Beta by m square p square. Now you can find the value of this p square x square from here. X square p square was 4x px. So this will be minus 4x px, because this is p square x square, not is that was for the x square p square, but here it is p square x square. So you will get minus sign and x px. You can write this p here, that will be enough. And same here, this will be 4xp. So you can write just 4xp. So this is equal to 0. Now we will just solve. This will equal to this. From here you will m will cancel out, and you will get gamma equal to beta. You can solve this. Is a very easy thing. So main thing is the concept we used here. So you must remember all the concepts. Then you can solve any question asked in the paper. So that's it for today. Thank you everyone.